Hello again, and welcome to The Madness, our March edition of NFHS Overtime. I'm Nate Perry. For those who didn't catch our debut episode last month, Overtime is our newest project, designed to bring you closer than ever to some of the eye-popping, heartwarming, and show-stopping stories from the last month in high school activities. Let's get to it. We start with a big-time shot of energy from out west. Check out this wild finish to a boys basketball state semifinal game in Arizona.
Phipps now to shoot the second, makes that one. It's now a 5-point lead for the Knights. Gonzalez back to Calmese, got to get something up. Foster for three, got it! Elijah Foster, his third three of the night.
Now, the ball gets away after the basket, and that leads to a bit of an administrative pause by the officials as they try to figure out how much time should be put back on the clock. The clock gets reset to 2.1 seconds remaining. Phipps gets set to take it out of bounds for St. Mary's, and all St. Mary's really has to do here is get the ball in bounds and wait to be fouled, and instead opts to throw the long ball, and it's knocked around and into the hands of Mesquite senior Nate Calmese, whose heave is good. Chaos ensues, Mesquite students storm the floor, St. Mary's players and fans left in utter disbelief as Mesquite moved on to the Arizona Interscholastic Association 4A state championship game, 74-73. Calmese followed up with 34 points in that state title game, where Mesquite knocked off top-seeded Salpointe to clinch the school's first ever boys basketball state title. Now we head to Illinois, where the story of Glenbrook North High School's Brook Blumenfeld puts the heart in America's heartland. Before she ever suited up for Glenbrook North, Blumenfeld already knew a thing or two about overcoming adversity. In 8th grade, she tore the ACL in her left knee, and after several months of physical therapy, was able to get healthy just in time to start her freshman season. She was elevated to the varsity that year, and after a breakout sophomore campaign that saw her average 15 points and 7 rebounds per contest, appeared ready to become one of the state's household names. And then, disaster struck. During a game on her summer AAU circuit, Blumenfeld's right knee was contorted as she made a move toward the basket. She would discover that she had once again torn her ACL, the other one this time, and would miss her entire junior season. But again, she battled back, enduring another grueling rehab regimen to return to the Spartans' starting lineup for the opening game of the 2021-22 season. Losing a full year to injury meant Blumenfeld needed a prolific senior season to reach the 1,000-point plateau. On this driving right-handed hook shot, she scored her 1,000th and 1,001st career point, an exclamation point to one of the most uplifting stories of the winter season. Check out this next video, which comes to us from Sally Tooley, who was in attendance to watch this awe-inspiring performance. What you're hearing is the sound of more than 600 of the best high school voices in Kentucky, taking part in a 35-year-old tradition. Each year, when the Kentucky Music Educators Association AllState Chorus gathers to perform at the Convention Center in downtown Louisville, students come together for one night in the acoustically pleasing atrium of the Hyatt Regency Hotel to sing a resonant, robust rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. The tradition is well known around the state, but the performance itself includes zero preparation. There are no practices devoted to it, nor any teachers involved in directing it. That one got me goosebumping. Wrestling in the 100-pound weight class, Stamford, Connecticut High School's Samantha Yap is not an imposing figure based on stature. But by this point, her opponents, which include the many boys she's wrestled throughout her career, know that to take her lightly would be a grave mistake and might just result in personal embarrassment. We've caught up with Stamford's junior team captain to find out how she got started in wrestling, how she got to be so dominant, and how she's trying to help grow the sport for Connecticut girls. Samantha, thanks for joining us on NFHS Overtime. You've been wrestling for Stamford High School since your freshman year, but you've been competing since you were in 6th grade. What was it that made you want to get involved?
So I actually started doing MMA, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu at like 6 years old. And when I came to middle school, I saw that there was a wrestling team, and I wanted to join because they're pretty similar to MMA, and that began my wrestling career.
Throughout your career, you've wrestled a lot of boys, and you've been very successful against them. Looking back to when you were younger, was there a time when wrestling against boys intimidated you?
My freshman year, I had to bump up a weight class, and I was getting beat up by the guys. They were a lot stronger than me, and going up a weight class, it's a lot of weight, added weight, and it kind of hindered my spirits. But going into girls' states and winning that, it just made me feel a lot better.
And heading into your junior year, you were also named captain, the first female captain of the Stamford High School wrestling team. What does that honor mean to you?
I feel very honored. I have the respect of my teammates, and just to be one of like the first female captains in the state of Connecticut, it's just like, wow, like that's me. Like I'm, a lot of people are looking up to me, and it's just to be one of the first is just very honored to be me.
And lastly, as we try to get more girls wrestling in more states, what advice or sales pitch do you have for younger girls who are considering getting into wrestling, either at the youth or high school level?
So my parents put me into combat sports at a young age because I was very shy. And I feel like if you're looking for something to put you out of your comfort zone or just get out of your bubble, like wrestling's a great sport for male, female, and it's just a very fun sport. It'll teach you a lot of lessons, and just join, you'll love it.
Shortly after that conversation, Samantha took home the second state championship of her career, winning the 106-pound division of the 2022 Connecticut Girls Wrestling State Championship, the first ever sanctioned girls wrestling championship in state history. Well, that does it for us as we drop the curtain on another episode of NFHS Overtime. As always, thanks for tagging along. We'll see you next month.